Hello, good evening, namaskara. This is Spotlight Saturdays with Shubharam Productions and I am MC Archie. How was your Saturday so far? Well, let me tell you about my day. My day is normal, okay? Energy levels normal. But with the entry of our celebrity guest today, my energy levels are definitely going to go higher and higher and higher. So very well. And who can forget his alter ego on radio, Professor Ulfat Sultan? That character has been entertaining masses for years. I say that with a smirk and I'll tell you why later. And he is the youth icon of Karnataka. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for us to welcome our celebrity guest for this evening as I call this show Get Bold with MJ Rakesh. So let's welcome him with a round of applause. I'm just going to clap so you can clap wherever you are. Please welcome MJ Rakesh.
Hello Archie. Hi. What's up? How are you?
We are making sure that we maintain social distancing and everything.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Fantastic.
It feels to be good to be on the other side of the business right now. You know, we usually do this
I know,
together.
I know.
We both have been MCs. We both are MCs. We do this on the stage live.
Right.
We welcome people to come up on stage and speak. And today I'm just getting that wala feeling from you. All thanks to you.
Well, this is the new normal. I think we have to get used to it. And I'm so glad and super happy to have you as my celebrity guest. I'm going to keep repeating this, so get used to the celebrity status that you already done.
Thank
so
you.
Let's get comfortable and get the conversation rolling.
I'm very comfortable. For starters, I think you look like some sweet. There is some sweet which has this kind of color, right?
Really?
Yeah, I've seen it in Kanti sweets.
Oh, happens to be one of my favorite color. In fact, Kanti sweets, I think the board itself has this color in it. So
yeah.
I'm a sweet person, and no doubt about it.
Yes.
Rakesh knows me.
Yeah, so it looks like you're out of a store from Kanti Sweets, one of the sweets that are in this color.
Well, don't you go by the opinion that I'm going to say only sweet things about you. The show is called Get Bold with MJ Rakesh. So
all set.
We will have it all hot happening and coming. So people, whoever want spicy answers, wait, we will get there. Okay. So this show will definitely be bilingual. Yakandre Kannada audience kuda tumba jana idare.
Definitely.
Nimanna Kannada Big Boss alli nodi tumba jana fans hange fidda agbittidare. So avrigage kuda idna ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ
Sure, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ.
We are going to have this bilingual show started now. So to start with, an introduction agale held hage, you've been a very successful radio jockey. You are a very successful radio jockey and a sports presenter, a corporate MC, an expert in all that you do. You've been donning all these roles so very well for so many years. How did the journey start?
Well, I don't want to make it like very cliched in terms of telling you how I started, when I started, or whatever. All I would just say is it was about I've been doing whatever I've been doing for the last 17 years. One thing I knew very clear is that I wanted to be an entertainer, irrespective of the medium. I knew I wanted to be an entertainer, whether it was radio, whether it was television, whether it was writing for something. I always wanted to be that. And the creative base for all of this is creativity, right? That's the creative base for it. So I just focused on that, and it did take me lots of बहुत पापड़ बेलने पड़े starting में ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಯಿತು, but nevertheless I kind of pulled through it. Spent about 14 years of my life sitting behind a counter in a shop, doing business. I come from a very traditional, conventional, orthodox community which had a family business, and I used to run that for 14 years along with my dad, and of course, and quite didn't end well, but I knew one thing for sure, that I'm not someone who's going to sit behind the counters and do this the rest of my life. I needed to be on stage. I needed to hear the crowd. I needed to, have that voice being heard. So took to the mic early days itself, and I still remember me doing a show. My first ever show as an MC was, so I was doing multiple things. The moment I finished college, I got into HP. I was working night shifts there. During the days, I was working in All India Radio. And in between, I was working in event management company. So at any given point in time, I had 3 ID cards that I was using per day. And all 3 were like, it was not supposed to be legal. It was very illegal, right? You can't be working for 3 different organizations and be employees at 3 different places. I did that. So yeah, thankfully that kind of helped me, because of which I can multitask now. So I did that initially, and I still remember my first event as an MC was when this Commercial Street and Brigade Road during Dussehra, Diwali, New Year's, they light up, right?
That's a mad crowd there.
Yeah, and they light up the entire street, and for all 9-10 days, they have announcements happening right across, this music playing. So I was doing this for Commercial Street when the entire street was lit up, and they had speakers all across the Commercial Street, and they had put up a mixer and a mic at some terrace somewhere, okay? And I was up there sitting and announcing the offers that every shop has for Navratri for all 9 days. I would start at 9 in the morning and would go on till 9 in the evening. And I still remember I used to get 350 rupees paid for that. And for 9 days, taking that much amount of money was like a big thing
It's a
then.
big thing,
It was
absolutely.
a big thing. So started with that, started with stuff like that. I used to do a lot of road shows. I used to travel with companies in their own buses and in their own caravans, doing events for them and again get back. And I would juggle places. So one thing about my journey in the initial days and even till now is I never stopped doing multiple things.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people could say that probably you're confused. That's why you're doing many things to figure out where you can find your ground. I think I found my ground in those multiple things as well. So I do radio, I also do emceeing, I also do a lot of sports related events. I also do a lot of stuff online and curating content. So I also do teaching a bit. So I try and do whatever that my skill set or my talent can give into any of the fields. So
Right.
that's what I do.
So I can totally relate to what you're saying because your energy is impeccable, right? And you can do justice to all the multitasks that you take up. I understand because I might not be as energetic as you are, but trying to be humble, by the way.
She is, I must tell you, because we have co-hosted a couple of shows and I've seen you on stage.
It has truly been my privilege and a learning experience, in fact, to watch you on stage and rock the audience. When he comes on stage, ladies and gentlemen, I definitely have to tell you this. People go crazy. They're like, Rakesh. Nange gottilla ನೀವು Michael Jackson concerts ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ. But okay, but definitely when Rakesh comes on stage, girls in the audience, they're all like, Rakesh. And no exaggeration here.
Yeah, so right after they finish doing that, all attention just goes to Archie. All attention just goes to her.
If any left, that is. Okay. All right. So you said from 17 years you've been doing different things, and no doubt you've been doing exceptionally well in all the fields that you've entered. But what is your most favorite thing to do? I mean, there are multiple things that you do, but I'm sure you have a favorite.
See, for me, anything to do with the mic is favorite for me. Okay, so apart from the mic, obviously I wouldn't do anything else.
Yeah.
So even when I did Bigg Boss, when I came back, people were like, dude, why don't you take to the movies? Why don't you take to television? And I thought to myself, what made me get into Bigg Boss was my mic on the radio, was my mic on the stage. Right. So I got back to it first and I'm still doing it. I'm so happy I got back to it. I didn't let go of it even after those 3 months. So my favorite thing will always remain the mic. There have been ups, there have been downs, there have been sharp edges, there have there have been like crazy times. There was also a phase in my life. I cannot describe it here now because it's quite in detail and big. It also came to a phase in my life where I had to let go of everything, where I had to actually let go of talking on the mic. It was to do something with my health. But I didn't give up. I fought through it, and yes, anything to do with the mic is my favorite. Like I always say, it might appear a little pompous, it might appear a little proud or arrogant, but I always say, give me mic, give me crowd, I'll make you roar, I'll make you proud.
Absolutely, very well said, Rakesh. Because if your accomplishments are the result of your hard work, and your success is the result of your hard work and your efficiency, I think you should definitely take credit for it, and nobody gets to judge you for it.
And you know what? I've also reached a space now, Archie. After 17 years and doing multiple things, I've reached a space where I don't really care if I'm judged, and I love being judged because it's only people who are a particular kind are the ones who get judged. Remember that, right? ಅದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ they don't want skilled or talented people. Always remember this. This is like a takeaway for whoever is into the same business. Today people are not looking for skilled and talented people. They're looking for characters and personalities.
Right.
Gone are the days where they used to hire skilled and talented people, right? You need personalities, you need characters.
Absolutely.
And I'm not trying to be a personality, I'm not trying to be a character. Over the years, I've figured out what my personality is.
And you're just exhibiting it.
Over the years, I've figured out what my character is. It's out there being bold on the face. There are times I say to myself, be bold or leave the stage. Be bold or get out of the space.
Right.
You don't need to do something which is cliched, mediocre, settling for something less. And I always believe this, okay? No one can be a better you than you.
Absolutely.
Right? So I have figured that personality of mine, I have figured that character of mine, and I stick by it. I'm judged, I'm okay to be judged.
And there's no doubt that he's very comfortable in the personality that he is, of course.
Yeah,
and he
comfortable
is
in my lungis right now,
Rakesh.
so yeah, comfortable in my dhotis.
We might have like children watching the show.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm
we'll have
talking to my dhoti,
we'll have
so.
to keep that in mind. Okay, so you're an amazing creator. How difficult is it to keep that creative game up here? You know, it is fresh content, be it fresh content creation, or how tough is it to kind of keep coming up with fresh?
ಆಚೆ ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಓಕೆ ದಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಸೊ ಐ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಡೂ ದಿಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಅ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ದಿಸ್ ಯು ನೋ ಐ ಗೆಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಆಂಗ್ರಿ ವೆನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಸೇ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಆ ಥರ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸ್ ನೋ are blessed with the same amount of gray cells.
Correct.
Okay? We have the same amount of gray cells. It's about how much of those gray cells you utilize.
Absolutely.
Probably I have utilized slightly a little more, probably you haven't. You utilize it and you will realize how creative you can be.
Absolutely.
Okay, so for me it's not at all difficult to create. It's just that I love what I do and I do what I love and I also get paid for it. It's
Absolutely.
a beautiful combination.
Right.
And I think I'm blessed to be getting what I've gotten. So I love what I do what I love, and I also get paid for it. So for me, creating comes naturally. Like this entire pandemic time or this lockdown time we are in, there was a need to create something. So I have created a couple of things online. So this thought crossed my mind. Okay, I'll just tell you how this urge to create came in. During this entire pandemic lockdown time, ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಜನರು ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಜನರು are constantly sharing someone else's created product.
Okay.
Right? So I thought to myself, I don't want to be the person who is
Forwarding
forwards.
Being a creator yourself.
I want to be a person who's creating forwards,
Right.
which I did. I'll just give you a little example. The day when Modi ji asked all of us to come out and try and appreciate and clap for everybody,
yes,
right?
the front.
I just did an observation, okay, keeping my personality in mind, keeping who I am. I came out to the balcony. And I usually, I'm rarely at home. So I came out at the balcony and I saw a lot of people in their balconies banging their plates and clapping and all that. I'm like, I know everybody's doing lives. I know everybody's capturing video. Everybody's doing fun stuff and putting it up. I said, I want to do what I probably would do in this place. So I stood there and I saw a lot of women around in my neighborhood, okay? And the flirty me, which is there, I looked at it and I said, I typed out a message and I said, there are so many beautiful, I today realized that there are so many beautiful women in my neighborhood, all thanks to Modi ji for getting them out. I sent that message out, okay? I don't know, it just happened to be an interesting message. It just went wherever, and it came back to me itself. So that's when I realized it became a forward.
Right.
So it's something as simple as that. So for me, creating comes only when you know your personality, and it'll just come naturally, and I think it applies to everybody, not just BR. There's nothing special about it.
All right. Well, there are a lot of viral videos out there with you and your pals. We'll talk about it a little later.
Okay.
But now tell us about your beard story. ನೀವು ಬಿಗ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ, ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ we were told, like I've been told that ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ ಸ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ವುಡ್ ಹೀರೋಯಿಸ್ ಕೂಡ they're taking notes ಗೆ okay, so ರಾಕೇಶ್ ಈ ಬಿಯರ್ಡ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ, so let's have this look in our next film ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. So what is the story behind your bearded looks?
There is no story. Like I said, once you know your character, your personality, and you know you are out loud, you're out there, you want to just be out there in front of everyone and get your personality and character established. So my beard was just a reflection of that. I know I love being irreverent. Not that I'm trying to be. My thoughts are like that. Okay? I always feel I don't like the normal. I hate the normal.
Yeah.
I hate the fact when people say settle down. I hate it when people ask me what after 5 years. You know, I'm like, dude, I'm doing really well for myself now. Why would I worry about later? So for me, it's not about where and how. It's about here and now.
But are you a person who lives in the moment?
Yes, of course, very much. I'm a live person. That's why I'm in the live medium,
Yeah.
right? That's why I do radio. That's why I do live online stuff. That's why I do live events.
Right.
So, and that's why I do live sporting events, because I love the live. I love the energy. I love the spontaneity that comes out. So for me, sporting that beard was just a kind of a personality. Yes, there have been a lot of versions of it where people say, it's like the tiger, cheetah personality of yours. You're too fast to be caught.
Right.
And then I just do this and I say, yeah, cheetah bhi peeta hai.
Oh my God.
And sometimes when it was summer times when I got that beard on, I said it's the aerodynamic beard. It's just to let the sweat pass through those gaps and just go out. But I had a version to it. Okay?
You've actually gone quirky with all your
I had a
looks.
version to it which came out in Big Boss, and I said, you know what? It also is a reflection of your personality. I know it might appear dumb to some people who are watching, but I am a little intense person when it comes to a couple of things in my life. So when I got that lined beard here, right? So this is there in all of us. There is a black patch and there is a fair patch. Black patch, fair patch, or a no patch, right? So it is nothing but there's goodness in us. There's also badness in us. Okay? There's good in us. There's evil in us. Now I have both. I have the good with the black patch, and I also have
The dark shades.
evil with the yeah the
Let's call it the dark shade.
yeah, the dark shade, the bad, I'll just keep it simple. The evil,
bad side.
The evil. I want to just be straight about it.
Wow.
The evil with the black patch and the good with the no patch, right? So it's left to you what you want to see out of it. I'm wanting to show goodness.
Right.
Okay, you want to see the bad of me? It's left to you. But I'm wanting to show goodness, but I'm also warning you there is a bad side to me as well. So we all are personalities which have a mix of both. There is a demon, there is a god, there is an evil, there is a good,
There's
there's
good
a
and bad,
there's
yes.
a positive, there's a negative, there are energies, right? This has been proved. So I just thought it's a reflection of that. Maybe that's what came out through my beard. That's all.
ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರ ಏನ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ರಾಕೇಶ್ ಬಿಯರ್ಡ್ ಹಿಂದಗಡೆ ಅಂತ. there is a philosophical story also behind his beard and that has been established here on Spotlight Saturdays with Shubharam Productions. On that note, okay, so I've already mentioned that you've done many roles, and with your myriad experience, what do you think keeps success going?
You know what? Again, yeah, this is not something that I subscribe to. I don't subscribe to competition. I don't subscribe to success. For me, I don't even have the word success in me. I never go out and say, dude, successful show, dude. No, I just want to feel, did I freaking feel happy doing that? For me, that probably is success.
That
if
is
you want to
success.
use success in my life, because I don't subscribe to competition. A lot of people come and say, dude, there are these guys who are doing so many shows.
So you don't get threatened by it.
Doesn't matter at all to me. It has absolutely no, I don't feel that at all. I absolutely don't feel that at all. Even when I have my co-host with me on stages, even if I know there are my co-hosts at radio, if I'm working with somebody, whatever they bring onto the table and I bring onto the table, I feel good about what I bring and also what they bring.
You should be comfortable in your space.
Yes, I feel really high. ನಾನು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, I feel very happy. Whether it's mine or someone else's, I don't care about that.
Right.
I feel very happy. So for me, I don't define success at all. For me, it's just about the journey.
Correct.
The same thing applied at various places in my life. It's always about the journey.
Right.
It's never about a point where I've achieved this and I'm done and I'm happy in life. No.
Yeah. There's always room for improvement and you keep going.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I have to definitely mention this. When I started my career, so I've been an MC for 4 years now. ನನ್ನ career start ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ very few people actually kind of supported my career because obviously I didn't come with a big bang.
Okay.
There are very few MCs who appreciated my work and you were one of them.
Yes.
Initial days when Rakesh called and said, out of nowhere, and Rakesh being Rakesh and he is a big name in the industry. Suddenly when he call ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು he told me that you did a fantastic job. I've been hearing a lot of good things about you. You have a very bright future in the industry on Delhi. That really meant a lot to me back then, Rakesh, because it worked as like that one boost of energy that I really needed. And thanks to you for doing it. And look at
See, it's
what I've
again,
turned out
wherever
to.
you are today, it's purely because of your hard work, which is what you've agreed about me as well, right?
Absolutely.
So whatever you're telling me, you need to kind of soak it in for yourself also.
Yeah.
So she's here, whatever she is here because of her hard work, but it's just that I could notice, I could see what was happening, I could see the way you were moving, I could see the kind of things that you were picking to do, and I think you were just doing it really well because you were bringing out your personality and you were just not trying to take whatever was coming your way.
True.
Yeah.
Well, while you're watching us live, let me quickly tell you that we all have to ask questions too, and you can ask hot and spicy as possible.
Kalsi.
Because this is Bowen with MC Rakesh, so the questions are ಖಂಡಿತ Rakesh ಅವರು answer ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, but I have a few more questions to ask.
Okay.
So let's move on.
Let's
okay.
go.
So ಇದು ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್. ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಅಕ್ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ.
Okay. Okay.
Handle female attention. I am sure after shows, people come running to you, girls come running to you asking for selfies, asking. I have seen that.
Okay.
I am like a live person who has witnessed the entire thing.
Okay.
So people running to you, girls coming rather, and asking you for selfies and your number and probably your autograph.
So,
and not
you know what? See, I look at it this way. Okay, I just love being loved for my work. Okay. I always try to judge this when people come.
Okay, now don't get too diplomatic about
Diplomatic
it.
alla.
I am
Arre,
particularly
ನಾನು-
mentioning ki ಹುಡುಗಿರ attention ನ ಯಾವ ತರ maintain ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ.
Into diplomatic. Absolutely not. I'll be very open and frank with you, and I'll tell you what. I love being loved for the work that I do. I always try to measure this. Okay, I want to when I'm backstage and when I have people coming in, whether it's girls or kids or whoever who's coming in, I just first check. Are they liking me for my style or for the way I look or for the kind of person I am, or are they liking me purely for what I gave them on stage? And only then I figure out what is real for me and what is not.
Yeah.
Okay, there are many people who just want to just say, hey, what's up? You look so cool. I like your dressing sense and all that. Okay, fine. You like me for the character. You like me for the personality. Great. But I'm here to do something for you all, which I did for you on stage. You love that. I will receive you well.
Yeah.
If you don't love that and you just love other aspects of me, I'll just be normal and neutral with you. So I also figure out how much of energy I
So
need
you
to
show
exude.
extra love to people who actually
Like me for my work.
Oh, fantastic.
I love people who love
Keep
me
that
for
in
my
mind
work. yeah.
next time. Please make sure that you give him the love that he truly deserves for his work, and you'll be well received.
And you know, then Gota, a lot of people have figured that being a flirt is a wrong thing. Being a flirt is a bad thing. I'll tell you what, being flirty is just one of your personality traits that's there in everybody.
Everybody.
Nan stage aliddaga, when I'm on stage, there are several things I bring to the table, right? I bring energy, I bring presentation, I bring a particular kind of vibe. And in that, one of the elements, I bring humor with my characters that I do. There is also another element, I bring a flirtatious nature.
Right.
Because it's proved being flirty and receiving
Right.
flirtation on the other side, it just pumps in endorphins.
It's a feel-good factor.
There's a scientific thing to it.
True,
It pumps endorphins. People feel happy. These are happy hormones that pump into people's
Yeah.
body. So if I'm being flirt and someone can smile and laugh over it, why not?
Yeah.
Right?
And
If
in
it is
return, you're doing an excellent job on stage.
so and I also get paid for it, so why not? So people think that being flirt is wrong, being flirty is wrong. You should just remember that just one of the personalities of my character that I bring to the stage, or one of the elements that I bring to the stage, which people enjoy, and that stops there. If I were to take my flirty behavior beyond that and go somewhere else with it, then that's wrong, which I don't do. I'm pretty ethical about my work and I know what I'm doing with
True.
it. So.
True. So Rakesh, itara flirt agide parvagilla anta ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ don't go take it to next level. People who are watching this live, it's okay to be flirtatious, but again, you should know your limits.
All of us do, yeah. I'm sure you guys do it with your wives, you guys do it with your girlfriends, you guys do it with your friends. I mean, it's just being normal.
That's like the biggest announcement. So husbands, you can actually be flirtatious with your wives. You can actually be flirtatious. Don't hold yourself back and say you're mad. Okay, all right. So next one. Okay. So we've spoken about your female attention, and I know I'm sure it happens in all these big leagues, IPL, ISL also. But there's also been instances where you have to travel to multiple cities in one single day. Like and last time Rakesh jothe show ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, I still remember that he was there in Bangalore, he was hosting in Bangalore, and he had to take the next flight to Delhi, and from there to Hyderabad, and all this within like 48 hours, is it?
24 hours. I've done
24 hours? Okay, wow, that's like a...
So the thing is, I just love being on the run. I love being on the edge. I love just doing things back to back. And why not, when you have the experience of it, of doing it for so many years, a lot of people come and say, dude, how did you do 3 shows in 24 hours in 3 different cities? I said, after 17 years of doing this, if I can't do it,
Right.
who else will, right? So it was very simple. So on Sunday night, I was hosting the finals of IPL in Hyderabad, 7 p.m. Okay, I was there. I finished that event late night at 1:32, took an early morning flight, reached Bangalore, went to ITPL, did another event till 3 o'clock, finished that, went back to the airport from there itself, reached Pune at 5:36 or something, and started the other event for HSBC at 7:30.
Wow.
Okay, so
That's quite a run.
Yeah, in 24 hours, I was in 3 cities doing 3 different shows. For me, it's just being on the run. It's just playing on the edge. I just love being there. Like I said, for me, just settling back, sitting back, doing nothing, it just gets to me. It just gets to me.
So see, let's also agree to the fact that it also kind of brings in some stress.
Yes,
Okay, right?
yes,
It's
yes.
quite stressful to be traveling so much. It's quite stressful to keep having new content coming time and again. So how do you manage your stress levels?
So you know what? I get into zones, okay? So when I'm in that zone, I'm completely into it. I don't know how to describe this to you. So when I'm doing these 24 hours, 3 cities, 3 shows, I also did this of 5 days, 2 countries, 7 shows.
Wow.
For different companies. They're not the same company. When
Right.
it's the same company or the same brand, the brief is easy. You're just repeating the same thing everywhere. I'm talking about different shows.
Yeah.
That's why I'm claiming it.
The content is different.
Yes, content is different. So I've done stuff like that. Then there was Pro Kabaddi, where I did it for, in 3 months, I traveled 9 cities and I did some 60 matches or something. So that was there. And there have been many instances like that, but I've done back-to-back stuff, okay? So at that point in time, one thing is very clear. When I'm on stage, I've just left everything behind. Even right now, when I'm with you, I don't know what's happening with my phone. I don't know what I'm going to do with my dinner. I don't know what time I need to get back home and how am I going to get back home. I don't worry about all that. For me, it's all about here and now.
Yeah, here and now.
So for me to bifurcate and segregate my stress away from my performance is very easy. That comes with practice. So when I go onto the stage, I'm a person who people want me for.
Right.
Okay, so I'm there with that. The moment I'm out of that, I'm constantly figuring out. I'm my own manager, right? So I figure out my next travel. There are times I know the distance between one airport to a venue. I know the distance between our Bangalore airport to a particular venue at a different time of the day. So I know the distances. I know the kind of times. There are times where I was at 2 o'clock in Kanakpura.
And you pre-plan the entire thing.
Yes. That 2 o'clock I'm in Kanakpura, some resort, Shilandra resort. I'm doing an event, and 6 o'clock I'm in Mumbai, NSA Stadium, and I'm doing a live for Star Sports. And I have managed that. I have figured that out.
Despite the traffic scenario.
Yes, I figured out the easier route to get to the airport. I figured out the taxi from there to there. I know I have kind of planned this. So I'm into my zone. So much so, after I finished the entire thing, my CA called me and he's like, dude, do you know that over the last 1 year, Feb, from the time you got out of Big Boss and till the time now that we're calculating your annual stuff, you have paid about 1 lakh plus as your parking fees at the airport.
Wow.
Okay, and he also said you have done 153 flights in 1 year.
My God.
And I'm like, did I? Because there are
come to think of it, your CA is keeping a track of this.
Yes, there are times that, you know, I still know I was in 5 different airports on one day. Okay, in 5 different airports on one day.
That is
connecting flights
outright crazy.
Yeah, so there are times I just get into zone. There are times when mom calls and asks me, where are you? I have to actually peep out of the window and check which city I'm in because I'm zoned out. I'm not worried about where I am.
Life of a busy man.
I'm not worried about what I'm doing. I'm just worried about my event is at that place. I just need to focus on that. I'm going there, starting off the show. That's all. I don't worry about the other nitty-gritties. I've just planned it all and I just go in the zone. So that time, the days when I'm traveling and doing stuff, it's only me about the event venues. I'm not worried about the rest of it because it's all planned by me.
Wow, I think not many people can actually pull this off, Rakesh. I mean, let me just tell you that it's not an easy thing to pull off, especially Bangalore, the traffic, Mumbai traffic, you know, keeping all this in mind, even if you have a plan in place, sometimes, you know, one tends to go off the plan, but fantastic and kudos to have managed
I've taken
it all.
Thankfully, I've been fortunate where flights haven't missed. Thankfully, I've been fortunate where flights haven't been delayed. Some have, but I've figured out the inside ways of getting through it. I figured out I know this is illegal, but I've exchanged my boarding pass with other people who've had an early flight. And I've just done it. I've done it. So I've managed to do
definitely have to share this with you all. People watching us live, you should know that Rakesh here has never ever missed a flight.
No, never.
Never ever missed a flight. Wow.
Yeah. Out of those 150, I missed one. I'll be honest. I missed one. That's purely because my printer wasn't working and I couldn't take the print of the
This just
pass.
I wasn't aware of it. Okay, all right, fantastic. But still, amazing track record, I must say. Okay, so Rakesh, you've shared stage with many accomplished people. Come on, share with us your favorite stage memory.
My favorite stage memory, man. There's so many. See, you can't do this, okay? You can't ask me.
It doesn't have to be your great show. Sometimes your memory is also of a show that didn't really go well, and you pitched in and you did something amazing that day. You turned the course of the events.
This is so unfair. I can't do this. But at the top of the mind, if you ask me, I shared stage. I share stage with Sachin Tendulkar on a regular basis.
Okay.
I do events for him, especially.
Jealous much?
So there is this IDBI marathons that happens across the country, and Sachin is the brand ambassador. So I host for him when he's on stage, and his manager, his team is very comfortable with me. They kind of know that Rakesh knows the protocols. He knows how to handle Sachin and all of it. So Sachin's always been very kind whenever he's on stage with me because I'm bursting with energy, right? And sometimes the manager
and he's on the submissive side.
And he's a very, very calm
soft,
person
subtle.
and soft and all that. And his managers are always on tenterhooks. Dude, you can't do this in front of Sachin Tendulkar. He's Sachin Tendulkar, right? You can't just suddenly go out and burst like that while he's standing on stage. So I have personally seen Sachin give me a thumbs up and say that, do your stuff, I'll join you in. Do your stuff, I'll join you in. So just to get that little thumbs up from Sachin is like a big thing, right? It's like a real big thing. I also remember one more thing, and this is too much, okay? It's too heavy for me to even take it to my credit. So there was an IPL match happening, and yeah, you know how RCB has been performing, right? But in the earlier stages where RCB was playing really well, I still remember it was a match which was impossible for RCB to win. Okay, and it gets very difficult for an MC to be on that stage and to pump up 50,000 people in the stadium when your team is performing badly. Okay, so that's the time pressure comes on to me as to how I can actually get the audience going on and get the team to feel that vibe. So I just went at it. I did not think about how badly the team is performing. I just knew that I'm hired for a job and I'm going to give that to people, and I just kept on doing it. It just went to such an extent that I don't know. I don't know.
Turn of events in RCB.
That's what the team won the match.
Wow.
Then I was called into the owner's lounge. Okay, and I was personally told.
A very proud moment, I'm sure.
I was personally told this, okay? It's too much of a heavy, it's heavy for me to actually take the credit for it, but I was told, it's you who made us win the match today. And I was like, dude, that's too big a thing to give me, you know? It's too heavy for me to take. It's you who made us win the match today. And I'm like, I'm honored. Thank you so much for it. And yeah, so there are many memories like these. But these are few of them. So
fantastic. And I know, to have the RCB team owner to come and tell you that you are the reason behind our victory today is really huge. It's massive.
Yeah. So there have been moments like these, and there have also been like very sharp, scary moments as well, where things have gone wrong and I've kind of handled it. So there are many. You can't just pin on some. After 17 years of it, you just cannot.
So off the topic, tell me something. Have you actually goofed up on stage?
Many times. I still goof up. Every single event there will be at least I have this thing, okay? मैं अपने आप को एक 2-3 goof ups माफ करता हूँ.
Yeah.
I set my own standard, so I let myself at least have 1 or 2 errors, and it's important.
Right.
Unless you go wrong, you're not going to pull your socks up. Unless you go wrong, you're not going to realize how important you need to be on stage, how important it is for you to pay attention on stage. So there are times I go wrong and I pull myself up, and it's very good.
Right.
It's good for you. You
right.
should do that.
Rakesh, I definitely have to tell you this. You're actually mirroring the thoughts of another person that I know, and Divya Vitlani, she's very close friend of yours, and
Sweetheart.
she also has the same, same thought.
Yes.
She also says that unless and until you go wrong, you'll not have that fear in you to kind of do better the next time. Yes. And somehow you both have very similar personalities.
Yeah, and Divya is a sweetheart. I just love her. I just love the energy, the exuberance. I just love it.
I hope you're watching this.
Yeah, I hope you're watching too.
Big hug coming your way from both of us.
You know, I want to tell you this. A lot of people ask you, dude, a stage. I've hosted 3 India-Pakistan matches. In cricket, if there's any bigger event in the world about cricket, it's India-Pakistan semi-finals in a World Cup. And I've hosted 3 of that, okay? So I know the tension that is there in the crowd. I know how difficult it gets to kind of handle the crowd at India-Pakistan match. One that happened in Bangalore, one that happened in Eden Gardens, and I don't remember the other one. So I hosted all of them, and I still remember the amount of pressure that you go through. And a lot of people ask me, dude, when you're doing matches like that, I've done an event for Infosys where I'm here in this one particular place, and I'm hosting events for 7 other cities who are tuned in from different places, and they're all sitting in their auditorium, and I'm the only MC. So I'm calling the chief guest of that particular city to come on that stage. I'm calling the chief guest from Bangalore to come on this stage, Massachusetts, and all of it. And I know the kind of stress that is there, okay? So a lot of people ask me, don't you get this jitters? Don't you get the stage fear? I said, yes, I do. And yes, I'm glad that I do, because that keeps me on my toes. And I'm constantly aware that, you know what, you're only as good as your last show.
Absolutely.
You're only as good as your last entry and exit on stage.
I completely second that thought.
Yeah.
I completely second that thought. You're only as good as your last show.
Yes.
Very well said. And okay, let's come to Bigg Boss. Bigg Boss. Okay.
Yeah.
Last season that you were a part of, okay? You had a lot of good experiences and a very few bad experiences.
Yes.
But you were in the house, in Bigg Boss's house, in Big B's house for 95 days. And
Yeah.
that's the longest, you know, that you could survive. I'm sure, I mean, it's not easy to stay away from work, loved ones, from friends. How did you pull it off? And also, let me just add to that, what are the challenges you had to face being in the Bigg Boss house?
See, firstly, there were no good experiences or bad experiences. These were just experiences for life. Okay. There was, if you want to put it this way, yes, there was sugar, there was spice. Okay. There were moments which were like extremely cold. There were moments which were extremely hot. That's how I would look at it.
Yeah.
And asking me how did I face the challenges, the entire thing itself was a challenge, Baba.
Right.
So there was nothing like what challenges I faced in it. Getting into Big Boss, getting your life away, just putting a pause button to your life. Okay. So when I went into Big Boss, my phone, my events, I cancelled the contract with Star Sports before I had to go. I had to get a sabbatical from work. I just froze my bank accounts. I just gave away my car.
Wow.
Everything came to a standstill, and then is when I went in. So when I went in, there's no phone, there's no newspaper, there's no television, there's no radio, there's nothing that I know.
Most importantly, no family connect.
There's no connection with anybody. I don't know what's happening to my shows. I don't know who's doing my events. I don't know what is going to happen to my radio life.
Right.
Nothing of that sort, right? So you're already in that zone. Okay, and so that itself is a challenge.
Right.
So for you to survive there, to go through it, it's something that I think. Okay, I'll tell you this way. Okay, going into Big Boss, you should be ready to lose everything that you've created in your life. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಅಚೀವ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರೋ, ಏನೇನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರೋ, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಳ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಧೈರ್ಯ ಇರಬೇಕು.
Right.
Lose everything and also have the guts to get it back.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying that's what that's what show does to you, but that's what happens eventually. Because
True.
there are crores of people who are sitting and judging you from their
Yeah.
living rooms
Right.
as to what you're wearing, how are you talking, what do you do for a day in a day, what are your thoughts about certain things. You're being judged at every moment.
Correct.
And what they get to watch is just 1 hour of an edited program. What we go through is the entire 24/7 of that experience. Right? So you will definitely not know the background of it or the future of it. You'll only see the action.
Right.
You don't know what has happened before
Right.
and after.
Right.
Right? So that is what is something that you go through in Big Boss. So for me, it was very clear when I went into Big Boss, I did face all of this. But for me, I thought of it this way, that for me, like when in 10 years of your life, okay, take anybody's life right now. In 10 years of your life, you see all, you feel and see everything, right? You see extreme love, you see extreme hate, you see enemies, you see friends, you see defeat, you see success, you see bad health, you see good health, you see relationships failing, you see peak of monetary benefits, you see all of it.
Right.
Imagine packing 10 years of all of these extreme emotions. I'm not talking about just the moments.
Correct, of course.
Extreme emotions in just the packet of 95 days. That's what you experience in Big Boss. In 95 days, I actually lived what a person probably could live in 10 years with all these extreme emotions, and that's what I felt. So when I came out of it, I was so full of it. I was so full of it. And the kind of confidence you get when I came out, you know what? ये देखने के बाद ये ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು actually. ಇದು ನೋಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಬಹುದು. So yeah, that's what I felt.
Actually, ಇದು when the whole pandemic hit us, I think ತುಂಬಾ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಯ್ತು ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ that people start saying that Big Boss ಮನೇಲಿ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ. I'm sure it's not at all easy. At least ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕೋ ಅದು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, but such is not the case in Big Boss house.
A lot of my friends call and said, dude, ನಿನಗೇನೋ ನೀನು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿದ್ಯಾ ಮನೇಲಿ, ನಿನ್ Big Boss ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, so you're chilling out at home, no? And then there are people complaining, you know what, I can't go out, dude, I can't do this,
Right.
this pandemic, this lockdown is depressing me. I'm like, listen, at least you have TV, radio, newspaper, you have internet, you have people you can call and do video calls with, you have stuff that you can create, you have pen and paper, you have sufficient food that you can get.
You don't have to do tasks to get food.
I didn't have any of this.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, dude, feel fortunate you have all of this.
Right.
You know?
Right. Definitely ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಇದ್ದು ಬಿಗ್ ಬಾಸ್ ಮನೇಲಿ ಇದ್ದಷ್ಟು ಸುಲಭ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಂ ಜಿ ರಾಕೇಶ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆನ್ ದಟ್ ನೋಟ್, ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಐ ವುಡ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಆಸ್ಕ್. ಸೊ ಯೂತ್ ಐಕಾನ್ conferred by the government of Karnataka, how did that moment feel?
It was special. Like every year, government of Karnataka chooses 15 to 16 people from the state who have excelled in their respective spaces. So every year they've chosen one person from media, they've chosen one person from the education sector, one person from the sports sector, especially the younger people who've contributed immensely and made Karnataka being mapped, right? So the last year in 2017, I think, or 2018, I was conferred upon as the MJ, the RJ of the year from media, the youth icon. The youth icon.
Congratulations!
Thank you. So
and people watching us live are also clapping for you. This is a huge accomplishment.
Yes.
And congratulations.
So yeah, the then Home Minister and a couple of MLAs and they kind of, this was the thing,
And you probably know half of them, right?
Not really. So what happened was they did a felicitation. This is the first time it happened in my life. They put a peta, they put a shawl, they gave me a trophy, and I'm like, for just jilting out jokes on the radio,
Well,
and making people laugh and flirting. I'm actually getting like an award. I'm like, Mom.
No, that's being on the receiving end, actually.
Yeah.
That's being on the receiving end.
Yeah, and my mom says, you know what? The day you get a shawl and a peta conferred onto you, that means you've achieved something in life. And I'm like, okay, thank you, Mom. At least you're proud of me.
Yeah, so your mom, in fact, I must say that the episode that had your mom, right, the Big Boss episode, I think that was very endearing.
She's a darling.
Yeah, she is. All right. So without further ado, let me quickly tell you that we have a special person waiting to talk to you.
That's
so
you.
Okay, more special than I am. Okay, so this person knows everything about you. So we've only heard good things about Rakesh now. It's time to get the dirt out, and who better than Prithvi?
Oh!
Knows it all, and I'm sure people are enjoying their viral videos on TikTok.
Oh, yes.
And all the other platforms.
Yes.
And I mean, he's like your love interest.
No, he is my wife. Let me tell you, he is my wife.
This is getting registered on Spotlight Saturdays with Shubharan Productions. He is there. So let's talk to Prithvi.
What's up, Muduks? I call him Muduks.
Why is
Lovingly,
that?
I call him Muduks because he's a Mudka kind. So, what's up,
Ouch!
Muduks?
I don't think he deserves to hear that. Okay, so Prithvi, we'd like to hear from you. Give us the dirt now, okay? Tell how naughty is this person sitting in front of me? How naughty is he?
Yo, Rakesh and Archie. Oh, Rakesh.
Yes.
He's naughty. If I were to rate him on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the naughtiest worst, I will give him full points and beyond.
See, that's the difference, Prithvi. I'm at least naughty. You're naughty. You know what naughty means? It's like naughty Kohli.
Rakesh, I just been a little generous with my points. I can make this worse for you, so just behave.
Don't worry, he's going to take you out on a treat very soon. He just said that you're his wife.
Literally.
I mean, he's breaking all the girls' hearts out there, okay? So all the girls' hearts are going on just because he called you wife.
Sorry, I'm struggling with the audio a little bit. What did you say? Ask him. He's asking me.
Prithvi, I said he just registered the fact that you are his wife.
I'm losing your audio.
Can you hear me now, Prithvi?
In bits and pieces, your voice is breaking. I'm so sorry. for
Prithvi, it's not the audio, it's your age.
Ouch!
It gets difficult over a period of time. My granddad used to have this difficulty when I used to do video call with him.
Come on, let's be nice. He's on our show, so let's be nice to him. So, Prithvi, I was just saying that Rakesh said you're his wife, and I must say that I love you with your long hair, your long tress.
You would like my long hair?
Yeah. The one that you use for your videos.
The big Prithvi, Vikota Lado.
Oh, before Prithvi, I was wondering which long hair are you talking about?
The one that you use for your viral videos when Rakesh is hugging you from behind. Oh my God. That's the kind of bold content we want on Get Bold with MJ Rakesh.
So we occasionally, weekly once we used to meet, come up with these video ideas and we used to do it and we had a lot of fun doing that together. And a couple of them have gone really viral.
Yeah, absolutely. And it brings us a lot of joy, I must say. So, Prithvi, you've known Rakesh for the long...
Rakesh a lot of joy as well.
Yeah, we're not talking about what happened after the video and before the video, Prithvi. We're just talking about on the video, okay?
Yeah, we'll get that information after the show so we can just give it to our audience as a treat, as like a post-show masala.
Yeah.
So, Prithvi, so you've known Rakesh for the longest time. And, he's very pally with you, like best friend, would you call him your...
Yeah, best friend. Like I said, he's literally, he's like the wife, so in the relationship.
I should bring this up. So a lot of people have asked me, okay, so since I know you, a lot of people say, hey, Rakesh mate Prithvi jote girtara.
Oh, so many have asked that question to me as well. Dude, do you guys stay together? How many times we have been asked the same question? But the thing is, no, we just...
Do you want to talk about...
We have a lot of fun.
Do you want to talk about what Midday newspaper once wrote about us?
Yeah, gay and happy.
They actually kind of
on record. Let me go on record and just say that we are as straight as it gets.
Yeah.
I know Rakesh knows me, but when we come together, we have lots of fun. When Rakesh calls me a wife or I call him his wife, Radio 1, our previous studio, used to be our second house. We have spent 11 years, day in and day out, more than perhaps the time that we could have possibly spent with our
Spouses.
girlfriend or spouses. So yeah, we have spent a lot of time together. We have seen our growth, our journey together, and proud of his journey. He's made a niche for himself. I only wish him the very, very best.
Fantastic. And I definitely have to say this, Prithvi, recently, I think you had a video post with Shine Shetty. So all the Big Boss contestants going, haywire and all the madness. I think somebody had this comment coming saying that, okay, Rakesh Matte, Prithvi, boyfriend, girlfriend, so the third wheel is Shine Shetty. And I think that comment also kind of took people by, okay, maybe there's something, cooking between Rakesh and Prithvi Anta. So
the only cooking is, I think, lasting friendship for almost
yes.
12, 13, 14, 15 years.
And that is priceless. He's really lucky to have a friend like you, Prithvi, because
Prithvi is lucky to have someone
like
me.
Rakesh is very lucky to have someone like you.
He's very lucky to have someone like me.
No. Let me complete. So he's really lucky to have you, Prithvi, because no matter what bad things he sees about you, I actually called you Muduks in the beginning of the show. I don't consider that at all. But you're still saying such sweet and amazing things about Rakesh. So that's so sweet of you. So
no, that is because I paid him, right?
That's
why I'm sure Prithvi, that's enough, right? What you got paid?
He calls Mudus by getting away by masking his age. He is not far behind. Please, I want to make everyone else go so.
There is a lot of Prithvi. There's a lot of difference between 61 and 37.
Oh,
okay.
Exactly, Rakesh, and that difference has nothing to do with me.
Well, he is the youth icon, so no questions there. So, Prithvi, we have a fun game for you, okay? So, we know that you have a strong bond, the both of you, and you're like the much celebrated duo also. So, we have a special game here. So, Rakesh, I'm going to give you a word, and you will have to enact that word, okay? I'll give you a word, and you'll have to enact that word, and Prithvi has to guess it.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. Oh, Prithvi, but Prithvi, you get your glasses, no? It's kept on the kitchen table, see? You'll also need the magnifying glass because Papa won't get such a
I'm wearing my glasses, Rakesh. Go and do your proper acting.
No, okay. I have about 6 words here, Prithvi, and just to make sure that you show people a strong bond, I want you to get all 6 right, okay? So
I have lost your voice in between. I don't know what you said.
I said I have 6 words in here and Rakesh is...
I can't hear you yet.
Prithvi, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅದು ಇಯರ್ಬಡ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇದೆ ನೋಡೋದು.
It's so strange. I can listen to Rakesh, but Archie just lose your voice on and off.
Rakesh, he's like a sonic boom himself.
Prithvi, you hear me through the voices in your head. That's how.
You know what, Archie? Let Rakesh explain this to me because I can hear him clearly.
So
okay, Prithvi, Archie is going to give me a couple of words, okay, and I have to enact the word to you, and you have to guess which one that is. Okay.
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it. Okay, use my acting skills that I have imparted on you.
Yeah, you better get it right.
Don't disappoint me.
You better get it right. Otherwise, I'm not letting you have your diabetes medicine tonight.
And no more hugs. If you don't get this right, we want a strong bond established here.
Okay.
So here's the first word.
Okay.
Okay.
Archie, turn that this side.
No. No cheating. I'm sure you'll do an ace job.
Okay.
You have 20 seconds and your time.
Is it one word, 2 words? Is it just a word?
It's one word, Prithvi. Now
Okay. Stop talking.
Okay.
You can't talk yet.
Okay.
Come on, Prithvi.
Seesaw.
Yeah. You got it right. You got it right.
Well done, Rocky. Well done.
Okay.
Well done, dude.
Okay. The next one. Prithvi, this is your favorite, dude. This is your favorite.
Come on, 20 seconds.
Twerking.
Okay.
Oh, hula hoop. Hoopla.
You said it's his favorite. I mean,
He didn't guess it.
he said twerking. Okay, I'll allow that.
Okay.
Next one.
Next one is.
Hoopla.
Okay, Prithvi, I'll sit here and do it, okay?
Horse racing. Jockey.
Okay, horse riding. Prithvi,
No talking, Rakesh.
idhu nodko.
No talking.
You're moving. Dancing. Dirty dancing.
No.
Dirty dancing. Pole dancing.
5.
Dirty dancing.
You can't do that. You can't do that. Social distancing.
Lap dance.
Time out.
Got it. He got it. It is that done.
Okay, bothering with the bell. Okay, last one.
Prithvi, ಇದನ್ನ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ?
Okay, don't say that. Don't give hint words.
Waxing.
But you know what? I'm not going to consider this. You actually gave him a big hint.
No, ಇದನ್ನ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ? There's so many things he does regularly. He also removes his dentures, he polishes them and puts it back every day.
Oh.
He does that regularly.
He's not going to let you back home. I must tell you this. I don't think I paid him enough to.
Cut Rakesh's volume. Enough.
Well, that's all we have, Prithvi. Not bad at all. You've guessed them all. Fabulous. And the bond that you both
Husband and
share.
wife, we guess anything easily, Baba. In fact, I know the thoughts that are going in his head right now.
But at the moment, you're actually turning out to be like you're actually setting couple goals. Not many couples
Yeah.
also will be this compatible with each other. And
Yeah.
the bond that you share with Rakesh speaks loads and tons here. So thank you so much. Any parting words, Prithvi, about Rakesh?
No, I will only wish him well. He's a little out of the box when it comes to creativity. He's not the regular kind who will come up with a regular creative thing, but he's weird in his creativity. I think that's what sets him apart, and I always wish him well and continue your journey. You chase your dreams, Rocky.
Prithvi, I just want to give you one tight, wet kiss.
Ah, make that sound. It's okay.
Okay, I said chase your dream, not.
Thanks, man.
No,
Thank you
mate.
so much. I just want to
All
say.
the best to you.
I just want to
And
say.
Archie, nice knowing you as well. I wish both of you a great career and all the best in your future
Prithvi,
endeavors.
I just want to say this one thing to you. You've been literally like my spinal cord, bro. If I may have to say, because there are a lot of moments that I have really pulled through because you've been there. Because you've been my spinal cord, I only hope you live as long as I do, bro. That's all.
Now I want to give you a slip disc.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us. And Rakesh is going to come back and do all those kisses and hugs. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
ಅದು ಕುಕ್ಕರ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ.
So he's going to go back to his home.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, looks like you have a real strong bond with Prithvi. Who's coming up with all these quirky,
It's purely both of us. We just sometimes when we're sitting, there's a little space in his house. It's a square dining table. We sit there and we are just jibber jabber, and we know we will come up with something. There are times where we are so burnt out. We're sitting there. We've had like a crazy day at in the office. Him in his radio station, my radio station. We're traveling, doing whatever. We come to the table, and sometimes when we sit down and think, we know if Prithvi and me we spend 15 minutes together, we will crack up with something that is really funny. So that's the confidence we kind of have about each other. And there are times, I can't explain this to you. This might sound very weird to people who are listening in right now. There were times where Prithvi and me, we have gelled in so much, where we were sharing the same kind of antibiotics because we figured out we had the same kind of, issues with our health. Yeah, we were sharing the same kind of antibiotics.
At the same point in time.
At the same point in time, because both of us kind of have that kind of, so when your throat is sensitive, you tend to catch throat infection and all of it, right? So we know both of us have the same kind of thing and we're sharing the same kind of antibiotics.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is some next level compatibility that we have. That we see between Rakesh and Prithvi, because that's not even normal for couples, regular couples.
Yeah.
So long live your friendship. God bless the both of you.
Yeah, if only Prithvi were a girl, by now you will have many Prithvis and Rakeshes running around in town. So.
Kutti babies with beards and kutti babies with no hair. Right?
That's very disturbing. Very disturbing.
Okay, moving on, the last segment of our show.
Okay.
And this is called Garma Garam. It's like a 40 questions.
Okay.
Keep the answers coming and keep them as spicy as possible.
Ah.
Okay? Alright. So first one, you got to be really quick, right?
Okay.
I don't have to tell you, you know the norms.
Yeah.
Okay. First one. What would you do if you cannot sleep in the middle of the night?
If I cannot sleep in the middle of the night?
Yes.
See,
Rakesh.
there's never been a case because I only go to bed when I feel sleepy, otherwise I don't go to bed.
I mean, come on. Once in a while you have a situation where you just wake up. Yeah.
I will just go to Prithvi's house. That's what I do.
But is he not living with you?
Sometimes when I'm in my place and his place, I just go to Prithvi's house.
That's a controversial.
Yeah. I go to Prithvi's house.
Okay. Next one. Okay. What is your most favorite pet name?
My favorite.
I know you're called Rocky Bai,
Yeah,
but
people call me
I don't
Rocky,
think.
they call me Sultan, they call me Sultan because of my character Professor Ulfa Sultan. My favorite pet name, I don't know, to be called or to call somebody?
To be called.
To be called, I think it's Boo. Yeah.
Oh.
There were times when I used to get called that, but
Not anymore?
I don't know. So
Not anymore. So the girls actually
I know it's a
notes.
grey
Take
matter.
notes now.
It's a grey matter.
Take
So
notes now. You know, the next time you see Rakesh, and if you really have liking towards him, boo! And boo on him. Okay, next one. Who's your celebrity crush? Current.
my celebrity crush. I think I like this. What's her name?
Come on.
Nusrat. You know the
Bharucha.
Nusrat Bharucha. Oh, I think she's wonderful. She's beautiful. She dances so well. She looks so good. I think she's a perfect woman that I would love to have a crush on. I do have a crush on her already.
Yeah, I love to.
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
settled
yeah,
it
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
Continue with the next question.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, what is the most rebellious thing you've done as a teenager? Most rebellious thing.
The most rebellious thing, I think I have contested elections. I just took to it. I got onto the BBMP thing and I decided I want to contest the elections. Enough of sitting. I just decided one thing. I don't want to be that guy who sits back on his chair, reads his newspaper, looks at the news and says the country's gone to dogs. I have wanted to make an attempt. I got into the system. I fought it prudently right till the end. Over 3 months of it, doing campaigning, door to door, talking about my stuff, my manifestation, the public meetings,
Wow.
BBMP budgets. I went through the entire process. I got into contesting the BBMP elections, and I think at that point in time, I was rated. I was called the youngest candidate in India to contest an election.
Wow. Okay, slightly off the topic. Will you still look?
I would
at
if I
yourself?
had the time, but the thing is, my love for radio, my love for events, my love for the mic, my love for entertaining is so much that I'm not able to kind of take that time off to get into public service. I think eventually I will, because I kind of somewhere have the acumen to do it. Yeah. Imagine imagine I'm the MLA, I'm going into the club and I'm rocking it. I'm like, okay, put your hands up.
You're setting some ground level, Okay, fantastic. Okay, what's your most commonly used curse word? Now we can't say that out loud, but you can.
Honestly, I'll be very honest with you. I do not use curse words, and I don't like using it, only purely because I come from the talking business, and for me, I have this little thing in my head. Okay, I don't want to
Gets onto you
I
and-
don't want to dirty my oral cavities by using something that is not pleasant to be heard. So I don't use a curse word at all, and I don't even like people around me using it. There are times when people use it and I conveniently just go away, but there are people who I really love and I care for, and I tell them, please don't use it in front of me. I tell them only people who I really connect with.
He's a gentleman. He's a clean man.
At least that's the only thing clean about me.
Oral cavity. I mean, that was new.
Yeah, so
Next one. What are the things that you do that you must do every single day? Like top 3 things that you'll have to do every single day.
3 things that I have to do everything.
Don't say brushing and all
No,
that,
no, no,
of
no,
course.
no. I'm very clear. Every day I have to create something, okay? I have to either put down a nice radio contest idea, or I have to put down a nice segment that I can do, or I have to create a nice forward, or I have to create like a nice, interesting, innovative post that other people would like watching it. So every day I have to create one thing, okay? So that is there in me. That kida is there. If I don't, I start feeling guilty about my life.
Every
Yeah, I have to create one thing. Either it's a radio idea, or it is something like a forward that I'm sending out to people, or it is something on social media, something or the other where I've called up a couple of my event friends and I've said, dude, this is an idea that I've thought of and it probably works, and let's do a demo for the client. So I have to create, that's one thing. Second thing that I have to do is I have to do my gym. It's not, a lot of people think that I'm the gym maniac or fitness maniac. No, I figured out there is one relationship that I have with my fitness. Is just that kind of powers me up. That
Right.
kind of refreshes me. There are times I reach home at 2 in the morning. There are times I have to leave at 6 in the morning. But
you
I
still
will
hit the
make
gym.
sure I will do my gymming for 45 minutes. And I do this old school workouts. Okay, I'm not into these Pilates. I'm not into these CrossFits. I'm not into these
So you pump
fancy
iron.
workouts. I'm into this traditional pumping iron, doing my floor workouts, push-ups, pull-ups, doing my weights, and I love doing that because that refreshes me. There are times I've finished an event at 1 in the night, and I'm in 6 o'clock. I'm in a different city. Just before I'm starting the event, I just go do my little 45 minutes workout in my room, and I'm on stage and I'm ready to roll.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I
so
think
that is
all,
the second thing. Yeah, and third thing, I think third thing for me is I have to watch TV before I go off to sleep. I don't know why. Even if it is like 3 in the morning, I will go into my room, do everything that I have to do, put on the TV, just leave it on a timer of 20 minutes because I know I will doze off after 20 minutes. I have to watch because for the amount of stuff that I go through in the day, soaking into different mediums, doing things, TV helps me withdraw from all of it.
right.
go to sleep so that I can wake up with a fresh mind and I know I have nothing as a backlog.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
yeah.
What do you sleep in at night?
What do you?
Sleep in at night. What are you wearing?
Oh, I'm wearing my. I love.
Ball sure, Rakesh.
No, I just. See, I'll be very honest. I wear my sleeveless. My night wear or my habit of wearing the sleeveless has gotten into so much that I've carried it on stage. I don't know if you would know. There are times. There are many times. No, not nightwear, but I wear sleeveless jackets,
okay,
blazers on stage. So my arms really revealing, my chest is revealing, and there are clients, there are event managers who walk up to me sometimes and say, "Dude, how can you wear this?" I'm like, "See, I'm not known for. I'm not judged for what I'm wearing.
Right.
I'll be judged for what I do on stage. So once I go on stage, I know whatever I'm going to do, it's all going to be taken well, so well that attire doesn't matter later on." So today there are times when event managers go and tell the client that, you know what, if you're getting Rakesh on board, he comes with this kind of attire. He does this. This is something that he does. This is his style. You should be okay with it.
Yeah.
So it works the other way around, and not the client telling me what to wear.
Oh, that is where you've reached right now. You
Yeah,
can tell them that
that's
these are the
happened.
things.
So yeah, I'm glad. So that
Yeah.
nightwear of mine has kind of transformed into that because it makes me feel so comfortable.
And he's so
It makes me feel so comfortable on stage. Just
Right.
imagine you wearing all the attires and all that when you come.
We
You
don't-
obviously you feel that heaviness, right? And
Right.
imagine me wearing the suit and the tie. I will never dress up like that. Me just wearing a sleeveless jacket and a dhoti. I am so sorted.
Sometimes
I am
I-
getting the most of the air conditioning in that venue than anybody else.
Sometimes I envy you, Rakesh. You just can come as quirkily dressed as possible, you know, with for the place, and we're all, you know, decked up in these heavy gowns with makeup
Yeah,
on our faces,
yeah.
and we're like, when is the show going to end so we can just get out of these dresses? And you're just chilling, just chilling. Fabulous. Okay, next question. Have you ever been mistaken for a celebrity? I mean, you are a celebrity yourself, but otherwise.
Yeah, there has been a story when I went to Koppal for a friend's wedding. I had long hair at that point in time, and I don't know, for some reason people thought I looked like Dhoni. So all the people in that village thought it was Mahendra Singh Dhoni,
Yeah?
and they took me around to different houses, and
You
I
made-
played
you
along.
made the most of it.
I played along with him. I'm Dhoni. I'm signing bats for all the kids on the ground and all that. Yeah, so
You did that?
Yes, I did that because I had long hair, and I don't know, people thought I looked like Dhoni. So I did that. I said, okay, let's play along. It's a small town. Nobody's going to make an issue out of it.
Okay, so I asked you this question because one of my closest friends, he actually always told me that Rakesh looks like Yash, the
Okay.
rocking star from
Okay, okay,
Sandalwood.
okay.
And I don't know, I mean, he finds an uncanny resemblance between the two of you.
Okay,
And that is why I asked you, have you ever been mistaken for Yash?
See, yeah, there are people, especially in the Big Boss finale, I performed for that song Salam Rocky Bhai, which is Yash's song.
Right.
And obviously, Yash ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ compare ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ I don't even think ಆ ಅರ್ಹತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. But nevertheless, people are kind enough. There are people who've come and said, "Sir, ನೀವು Yash ತರನೇ dance ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, sir, you superb." And I'm like, I'm just happy with that. Yeah, I'm just loving it. But yes.
Maybe dance ಇರ್ಬೋದು, bearded style of.
ಅದ್ಬಿಡಿ, ನೀವೇನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? What do you think? How do you?
We'll get to that after the show. Okay, next question.
Okay.
This is fun. Where is the weirdest place a fan has approached you?
I'll tell you a weirdest thing a fan has done. There are a couple of things. There was one. There are two people.
Let me ask you,
who've got a-
has someone written like a bloodlet?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
really?
there are two people currently in this world who have a tattoo of my name on their hand.
Wow.
They're not my girlfriends or.
And they're not
whatever.
related to you at all.
You know, they're just people who love me for what I do on the radio. The weirdest thing that has happened to me is one of the fans walked up. She was constantly stalking me, and she walked up to my radio station one day and she handed over Mangal Sutra to me. I'm like,
God.
this is too much for me to take. I cannot deal with this. This is too much for me to take. I still remember who this is. I know she will obviously be
Okay,
watching
don't take
right now.
names.
I'm obviously not going to take names. I know she'll be watching, but yeah, she came and gave me Mangal Sutra. I'm like, can you please put it on? I'm like, dude.
What? Put it on, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was the weirdest thing. And the weirdest thing that has also happened is once there's this one person who's constantly trying to meet me, and I'm not available. I'm constantly hopping places. So that person, I remember his name is Akshay. He just flicked my bag and left.
Flicked your bag
He just took my bag. He says, Rakesh will now come hunting for me.
and you had to go.
Yeah, I had to find out from event guys, and he apparently left his number to somebody. He said that
Wow.
Rakesh will now call me.
This is like some
Yeah, so
crazy.
they've taken my bag home. So I had to
Psycho
call
behavior.
that guy. I had to call that guy, and then I asked him, why did you do something? Like, dude, you're never available. You're not picking up calls. I want to talk to you. So I had to take your bag.
What did he want out of you? Just a
He just wanted
selfie.
to talk. He just wanted to talk. He wanted to just meet me.
How sweet. I mean, sweet, but then a little psycho.
Yeah, it's a little psychotic.
Yeah,
I
it's-
understand. Saya mera psycho.
Well, I did ask you that question because the weirdest place that a fan or rather somebody who enjoyed my show has approached me is I went to the washroom, the ladies' room after my show. And there was this guy waiting right outside the washroom waiting to take a selfie with me. I'm like, what creep? No way, get out.
Archie, I must tell you this. Archie is so beautiful. Archie, obviously, you can see she's so good on stage. She's so enigmatic. Anyone, anywhere would want to take picture with you. I think I will take one right now with me. Where's my phone?
Sweet, and I'm going to pay you later. I have your GPay number. Okay, the last question of the segment, Garma Garam. What body part of you are you most proud of?
Difficult to choose because I'm. You want the radio edit version or the unedited
No,
version?
we don't want to keep it completely clean, but
Okay. I think I like my biceps. Yeah, I'm like pretty proud of it. I'm like
flex them, flex them,
recently
flex
a lot of
them.
people have said, "Dude, you're so big." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm big. I like it."
And even like Shah Rukh Khan types. Yeah, I'm big. So
I went into a lot of depression when I got out of Big Boss and I realized my biceps were gone. So, but yeah, I love my
they're
biceps.
back, baby. And come on, I mean, the audience definitely they deserve to see your.
You can't with the shirt on, but you can just probably see.
Since it's like a censored show, but if you want uncensored, you know where to get them. Okay, Prithvi.
See, I'll tell you
Rakesh
what.
are doing a lot
Talking
of
about a
videos.
body part that I love the most, and I think I love my brain. Okay, it is a part of my body, and I would call it a body part as much as it's a sense. I love it the most because that's what made me what I am today. So.
I think I should have asked this question. I should have asked Prithvi this question, and we would have got some nice, interesting answer. But that's all the time we have. Thank you so much, Rakesh. It's always a pleasure to have a conversation with you. We've never done this before, like a face-to-face.
Archie, I'm only used to you being with me on stage while we are co-hosting this.
Yeah.
It's a little weird for me when I'm seeing my co-host sitting and kind of interviewing me. But nevertheless, it's been really kind of you to do this. And I think I enjoyed every bit of it. As much as we both are sweating like crazy.
Absolutely.
As much as we both are going to smell like crazy right now. But that helps because right now social distancing, right? We're not getting close to anybody. So yeah, so we can be in our own aura of smell.
An interview and more of like a very
Fun chat. Yeah.
the two of us. And thank you once again, Prithvi, for joining us. And all of you who watch this live, do you have any questions? Quick, one or two questions that we'll take.
We have questions. Oh, we're taking that as well.
Let's
Do
find
we
out.
have questions? I don't know if anyone would have bothered.
Do we have questions? Come on.
I don't
You're
think
a
anyone would
celebrity.
have bothered. All I know is I know Shubharam Productions would have had a list of questions for me, but that I would want to answer them privately.
Sandy is a big fan of yours, huh?
Sandy, so for me, Sandy and Sandy from Shubharam Productions, who's put together this entire set that you can see. It's so beautiful. It is as real as it can get. I can see the fireplace right now. I'm a little scared to put my finger in there, you know, because I might just burn my fingers, and I've literally burnt my fingers with Sandy many a times, and I'm scared to put that finger into that fireplace that I can see. They've created such a beautiful set, and this is what I talk about, you know. This is what we need, creating. You know, just actually in times like these, when you're creating stuff like that, it inspires people. It gives so much of hope that you can still run the shows like this. And Shubharam Productions have always done that. A major part of me, yeah, a major.
I even saw a picture.
No, there is a part of Sandy which is also part of my will. He takes a little part of my will. So Sandy says that, see, Sandy calls me RBI, I call him SBI. He says Rakesh Bank of India and Sandy State Bank of Sandy Bank of India. So we call each other RBI and SBI, but I must say Shubharam Productions have a major part of my there's a major part of my career credit that I would want to give to Shubharam Productions, because the kind of shows that I've done, the amount of freedom that I take. You know, when I'm doing Shubharam events, it's like it's my event. It's my event, you know, yeah, apna hai. So I do it, I take liberty on that. And for creating something like that you can actually see in times like these, actually gives a lot of hope to tell people that you can create stuff and run shows. You know, so that's what I love about Sandy. And as much as this is there between Sandy and me, it's for me, Sandy and me, the relationship is I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
Back. Okay.
It's back. I'm talking about body part you were talking about, right? So.
Of money coming your way. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching us live. If you have any questions, do keep them coming, and Rakesh will be happy to answer.
Okay.
Quickly, maybe we'll see. Do we have any questions?
Do we have any questions? Okay, there is.
So many people are watching us live, but
Why? Okay. Okay.
oh, okay. Somebody wants to dedicate a song for you.
A song for me.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's hear the song.
I'm actually playing a song in my head right now, so you can take your time, so no problem. So I'll tell you what. I'll tell you.
It's going to take a while.
Yeah, that's okay.
So,
Yeah.
thank you once again, Rakesh, for taking the time out.
It's pleasure, and I just wanted to say, I want to thank Shubharam Productions. I want to thank you for actually doing this. I never thought I would be on the interviewee's seat. I've always been on the interviewer's seat. So it was fun. Thank you so much for making me feel that. Feels good, and yeah, I think all those who are tuned in out there, who are in the creative field, who are in the show business, all I just want to say is the show must go on, guys. No matter what the scene out there is, in our limited spaces, in whatever restrictions that we have, start creating, do what you love doing, and when you create something right, you will figure out how you're creating hope for yourself, and that's what I've been doing. So that helps me.
Absolutely right. So let's all stay positive, because things will definitely
Yeah.
change, and good days. In fact, they're actually starting, and a lot of inquiries have begun. So this is especially going out to all the event fraternity people. So stay positive. Hope is definitely going to go a long way, and
Yeah.
this too shall pass. What do you say?
Yes. See, I'm sorry to, burst the bubble, or rather break the vibe. I'm not the kind of guy who will say stay positive, or, hope for the best. The good is yet to come. There's light at the end of the tunnel. I am not that guy. I get very angry when I have to say certain things like that. I am just very real about things. You know what, dude? This has happened. Deal with it. In this given conditions and situations, what can you still do to keep yourself up? And that is, if I'm a creative person, I will keep creating. If you're a service provider, try and provide service in the given limitations that you have. If you are an artist, do whatever you need to do in the given limitations that you have.
True.
And that is what's going to create the light at the end of the tunnel. Don't expect that there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
It's not going to be. So I'm one of those who says,
Yeah.
I'm more of a realist.
Keep the ball rolling.
Yeah, I'm more of the realist. And I say it's here and now, just do it. That's what I would say.
Fantastic. Well, I don't know when the song is going to come, but I think it's time for us to say bye.
Yeah.
Thank you, all of you who watched this live. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that session, and it has truly been a treat to have this, to have had this wonderful conversation. There's much more coming, ladies and gentlemen, as a part of Spotlight Saturdays with Shubharam Productions. Now it's time for us to say bye bye. Happy weekend. Archie and MG Rakesh saying
Bye-bye.